In this video, we'll review entering the award attributes on a multiple SP award. There are a few differences from a standard award setup, so we'll go through those in this training session. First, I'm going to add my award number. I'm verifying my title. You can see from my F101, the sponsor has changed. I'm just going to select my reporting role here. Here are all of the investigators. Dr. Goucher is a PI, so I'm going to change him, to co-PI here. So that's a little bit more indicative of his role. He's not just simply a co-investigator. This is basic research, and we don't have a separate designation for training grants, so we're just going to keep that in the research designation, which was listed on the proposal. It is a cost reimbursable grant. We'll draw down funds through letter of credit. And everything else here is good. I'm going to go into my project team because only Dr. Goucher and Dr. France need to be listed here. They're the only individuals named in the notice of award. So we're going to remove the rest from the project team. Kyle has a 12-month appointment, and she is committed to 7.5% calendar month effort. And Dr. Goucher is 30% of summer effort. Update his role. Return to project team summary. Return to project general. And return to award profile. Now we move over to our funding tab. And as you can see, we have these blank lines here. Because we staged our years 2 through 5 with no money, we're actually able to delete these lines from the funding tab. Had we had money there, we would not be able to delete these lines. So that's kind of the purpose of why we do that on the F101. This is not going to be the amount that we leave in here, but we haven't created our additional SPs at this point. So for now, we're just going to leave this alone. We'll come back to adjusting all of that once we have our 9 additional SPs created. Before we move to the additional tabs in the award profile, because we'll be creating multiple SPs, we want to make sure that we're including a description. The overall title and description remains the same. It's Mark at Georgia State. But on the project side, we need to indicate a little more clearly what each of these SPs is for. So we're going to say year 1, Mark at Georgia State, and then the second one we create will be for the restricted SRE, Summer Research Experience Funds, and we'll add that description in on the second SP that we create. So we'll say year 1 SRE, Mark at Georgia State, and then we'll say year 2, Mark at Georgia State, year 2 SRE at Mark at Georgia State. So we'll keep that naming convention consistent when we go to set up our additional SPs. So I'm going to save that. By changing that, it is going to require me to select my project type, which I know is GSURF Federal Exchange. So I'm just going to select that here and save, and that will allow me to return to my award profile. We'll come back and complete all of the project attributes, but for now, we need to finish the award side. So we've taken care of the award, the funding tab. We don't do anything on the resources tab. We don't have any certifications to note, but we do have some terms to enter. So the first one is going to be I'm going to save that. This requires prior approval, so we're just going to add that to our other category. Generally, there is no carryover on training grants. So the third one here is we do have a budget restriction, which is why we have to have 10 SPs. There are restricted funds for summer research experience. So view all, we have all of our terms here. Now we'll move over to our GSU Grants Admin tab. We're going to select prior approval required for carry forward, because again, there's generally not carry forward for training grants. I'm going to add our PO. And oops, I have that backward. This is our GMS. And this is our PO. Save, and we'll add and save. So this is actually the end of the award attributes at this point when you're setting up a multiple SP award. We're not going to enter our award modifications just yet because we need to set up all of our additional SPs. We can go in and add our award number here. And you can see that we staged this for all years, so these are currently 0. We'll adjust these amounts again once we have our additional SPs created. We'll come in and fix the award modifications tab as well as the funding tabs to separate out the funding by year. So for now, this concludes the award attribute entry on a multiple SP setup. We'll move on to the next step, which is creating all of our SPs, and we'll revisit this section again later.